In this video, we're gonna talk about the NRS Raku and the NRS Chinook, and we're gonna figure out which one's better. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I've recently joined the Frontenac Outfitters Prostaff, and actually, after Zach and I had talked about that, he sends me a text message that says, "Hey man, got a little gift for you." And I said, "Okay, cool, what is it?" And he said, "You're gonna have to come out and find out." So I went out to his shop the morning of Bass Opener, which is a video that I'll link up here. When I got there, he handed me a bag and it had a whole whack load of NRS goodies in it. So among them was this hat and these two PFDs. This is the NRS Raku and this is the NRS Chinook. So now I'm gonna do a review on these two PFDs. So I'm gonna start with the Raku first because the Raku and the Chinook on the front are the same. They have all the same pockets, the same layouts, the same features and everything. The main difference is in the back, and we'll get to that after. And at the bottom, you've got these two little lash tags right here. These are made of, I don't know what they're made of, but they are very sturdy. And they've got two holes punched through them, and those are for your accessories that are on key rings, or like whatever you want to lash to your PFD, like your line snips or scissors or whatever you want. And there's another one up here. So there's three of those. I think it's just a three. Coming up, you've got on the right side these two nice big pockets that stretch out, and you can hold whatever you want in here. Some small baits, hooks, any kind of other terminal tackle or whatever you got that you can fit in these pockets, you can put there. And on this side, you've got a little slot for your pliers. And that's really cool. I've started using that pocket, and I can tell you it is super, super handy. In addition to that, you've got this lash tab with a piece of Velcro, and you can stick that on there. And I've had my pliers slip out of here and come up and hook on this, and that's some pretty decent Velcro, so that doesn't easily come out unless you really give it a tug. It's also got this little loop here, so if you have a pair of pliers with a leash on it, you can loop the other end of the leash to here, and you will never lose your pliers. So we'll move on to the big pockets. These have two nice zippers, and they open down in both directions, which is a really nice feature. And then once you've got them opened, these pockets flip down and they act as like a little tackle tray. There's a piece of fabric here that stops it from going any further than that. It's just a nice feature to have if you need to lay something down and have quick access to it. Inside of these pockets, the layout is the same for both of them. You've got a nice big pocket with a little key ring, or so you can hoop whatever you want onto here. Big pocket for stuff. And inside here, you've got two smaller pockets with an elastic, and then some strapping here that you can poke things through just to keep them secure. And on this side, the same. A big pocket, key ring lashing, two elastic pockets, and the strapping here for you to loop things through. We're gonna close these up. Like I mentioned, you've got another one of those tabs here. Now this part right here, this is a little utility slot, and I believe the intention was for the NRS pilot knife, because they would just clip right into here and they'd stay secure in the sheath, and then you could just yank the knife out when you need it. So for me, I don't have a pilot knife, so I don't use that tab for anything. I think on the older models of the Chinook and the Raku, they had the slots on all four sides of this, but the newer models only have the two. And I'm guessing that's for durability. Coming up here, we all know these straps, and if you have nowhere to put them and you're on your kayak or doing whatever you're doing, those are just flopping around. NRS was nice enough to add a little pocket here for your straps that you could tuck them down into there so they're nice and out of the way and not flapping around in your face when you're out paddling or pedaling. Here is a little Velcro strap that you can use for pretty much anything you want, but I believe the intention was for a safety light, so that, if you take a dunk in the water, you've got your light here on your vest on the front of it. So when you're floating face up in the water, the light is going to be able to be seen if you're in the dark. So that's pretty much the front of it. I've been wearing this PFD since June 20th. This one and the Chinook, I've rotated them out just to give them a try before I did this review. And I can say that these are very comfortable PFDs, especially compared to what I'm used to, which is, pretty cheap brands. It wasn't terrible. It got the job done. It was my, number one piece of safety equipment for being out on my kayak, and it served that function. But for utility wise, these ones are just an outstanding upgrade for me. They're very comfortable to wear. I've spent all day in the Raku. I've spent all day in the Chinook, and I never once thought like, oh my God, this PFD is so bulky, or it's always in the way, or it doesn't have enough pockets. I've never had that thought, whereas with my other one, I did. So these are really nice, super comfortable. So that's the front of the Raku and also the Chinook. We're gonna talk about the main difference between the two of them. And the main difference between the two of these is the flotation padding in the back. As you can see here, the Chinook has a single pad on the back with nothing on the bottom, and the Raku has a thinner pad, but it extends all the way down the back and into the sides as well. So that's the really big difference. So if you've got a kayak with a lower seat, then something like the Chinook might be, or if you're a really tall person, then the Chinook might be a little more comfortable for you. For me personally, I'm not that tall, and the back of my Jackson Liska seat comes up pretty high up my back. So I find that, and just the way that I sit, I find that for the Chinook, the seat back is actually pushing up on the back of this pad. So for me, I prefer the Raku. I like this single thin piece of foam that goes all the way down the back. There's no obstructions in the back of my seat. And it's just, for me, my preference is the Raku. This is just more comfortable for me. And also, because I have the Jackson Thermarest lumbar support on my seat, I find that having this one big pad on the back really negates the lumbar support, because the lumbar support then fits right into here where there's no padding, and it's just the mesh for the straps. So for me, the lumbar support is really activated on my seat when I have the one thin pad, and it can really help keep my posture a little bit better when I'm paddling my kayak. As for which one is better, well, like I said, they're both exactly the same on the front. The only difference is the back. So the only way to know which one is better for you is to try them on while you're out paddling. You can get both of these at Frontenac Outfitters, and you can take your kayak out there and try them each with your kayak. And then you can really get a feel of which one is going to be the most comfortable for you on the water. So let me know what you guys think. So if you have either one of these PFDs, leave a comment below. Let me know why you chose which one you did. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel. And when you're out on the water in your kayak or canoe or whatever you're doing, always wear your PFD. Be safe out there. I'll catch you later.